Hello, how are you? I hope you like my video and I am waiting the 100. Thanks. Hi, my name is Garal Sulka and today I'm going to explain the final part of The Outsiders, chapter 9 to 12. In this video, I will talk about the most important events and how the characters change at the final of the story. So first, let's talk about what happens. At the beginning of these chapters, there is a big rumble between Greasers and Sox. This fight is very important because it shows the tensions about both groups. In the end, the Greasers win, but it doesn't really solve anything. After the rumble, Ponyboy and Dali go to the hospital to see Johnny. Johnny is in very bad conditions after saving the kids from the fire. Before he dies, he tells Ponyboy, "Stay gold." These are very emotional because it shows how Johnny still believes in goodness and innocence. Johnny's death affects Adali a lot. He loses control and robs a store. Then the police chase him, and in the end, Dali lets himself get shot. This shows that he didn't want to live without Johnny. Late, Ponyboy in the shock and tries to process everything that happened. He even denies that Johnny is dead at first. At the end of the story, Ponyboy starts to understand everything better. He decides to write about his experiences, which connects the beginning of the book. Now, let's talk about how the characters change. Ponyboy Curtis. At the beginning, Ponyboy is confused and emotional. But after everything what happens, he grows a lot. He learns that violence does solve problems, and the both Greasers and Sox have struggles by the end. He becomes more mature and decides to tell his story. Johnny Cade. Johnny changes even thought he dies. Before, he was scared and insecure, but in the chapters, we see that he becomes brave and heroic. His last words, "Stay gold," show that he wants Ponyboy to stay gold and not lose his innocence. Dali Winston. Dali is one of the most affected characters. At first, he seems thought and doesn't care about anything. But Johnny's death break him completely. His actions show they actually care deeply, even if he didn't show it. In the end, he gives up on life. Before finishing, let's talk about some important literary elements in these chapters. One key theme is the loss of innocence. This is especially seen in Johnny's last words, "Stay gold," which means staying poor and good, even in a harsh world. Another important theme is violence and consequences. Even though the Greaser win the Rumble, they still lose Johnny and Dali. This shows that violence doesn't really solve the problems. We also see brotherhood and loyalty. The Greasers always support each other, especially in difficult moments, like when Johnny is in the hospital. A very important symbol in the idea of gold, which represents innocence, hope, and goodness. Ponyboy understands that the end and tries to keep the part of himself. Finally, the stories use first-person narration because everything is told from Ponyboy's perspective. This helps us understand his emotions and how he grows as a person. Conclusion. In conclusion, chapters 9 to 10 are very emotional and important. We see loss, growth, and the consequence of the violence. The story ends with Ponyboy deciding to write his story, which gives meaning to everything what happened. And one of the most important messages is that he should try to understand others no matter what groups they belong to. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you to understand the ending of The Outsiders. Thank